Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 3 of the Charlevoix Raider High School Varsity Football Season 2025-2026 school year. I'm Shane Smith, joined alongside of me today by our producer and maybe sometime contributor, Emma Brown, and then our cameraman up top, Derek Steele. We're happy to have you here on this gorgeous mid-September evening, Friday, September 12th. Temperature a little over 70 degrees as we have a flyover.
Woo.
That was nice. You don't see that every day. Unfortunately, we're caught unaware by that, or else we would have had the camera on it, but that's fun. You don't see that every day at a high school football game. My goodness, what a great start to this. It is homecoming day here for Tawas, so it'll be a great evening for them. Hopefully they can play spoiler to Charlevoix as they come into this game with a 2-0 record, beating Unionville-Sebewaing Week 1, 21-12, and Sheboygan Week 2, 19-6. And Tawas comes into this game with a 1-1 record so far with a convincing 44-14 win over Erie Mason. So some great energy here again on homecoming night, a nice home crowd, and we've got playing making another appearance up overhead.
Woo.
Nice to see. And we want to talk a little bit more about our friends here at Tawas. First off, Tawas is a junior and senior heavy team, according to their roster so far. They have experience and hunger to win after a difficult few seasons to begin this 2020s decade. They've had some tough starts so far these last few years, so they've got a lot of experience on this roster, and they're hoping to carry that through throughout this season. We also want to talk about Charlevoix real quick, as Charlevoix comes into this one 3-0 in all-time meetings between these two teams with a score combined of 127-7. So it'll be a big mountain to climb here for Unionville-Sebewaing, as we want to thank you for joining our Charlevoix Ace Hardware, Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, and Bingham Insurance pre-game show. We're going to send it away here for the national anthem and come back on the other side of this. And you heard a nice crowd reaction there from the home stands as we welcome you back into our broadcast here. Again, this has been the Ace Hardware, TVC, Cherry Capital Airport, and Bingham Insurance pregame show. Shane Smith, Emma Brown, Derek Steele bringing this one to you live from Tawas, again on this beautiful Friday, September 12th evening, right around 70 degrees, gentle breeze blowing across the field, just ever so gently moving the flag as we get under. Just about ready to get underway here. Band marching off the field. Emma, bring you in here for a moment. You and I both
Yes.
marching band alums. You were a particular favorite and member of the drum line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Back at Eisenhower High School in Shelby Township, Michigan.
Very nice.
Shout out.
Way down there.
Yep.
So this is, she's been traveling around with Charlevoix in these last few weeks. She's made the trip up here to Oscoda. She's also been up to Charlevoix. And she was also part of the group when they played in Clare against Unionville-Sebewaing. So she's got a rhythm down here as our producer. She's doing a great job getting all of our almost 40 different video commercials lined up and ready to go throughout the broadcast and all of our different graphics. So we're happy to have her along here, and we're happy to have you watching, ladies and gentlemen. as we welcome you into Game 3 of this season. It'll be Unionville, that was week 1. It'll be Tawas kicking off to begin here. Charlevoix receiving. Garrison Sterrett, the deep man to begin. Be a low kick. Fielded, got a good run up the sideline. I will be a little bit slower on the call than usual as I watch this off of a TV screen. We are in a very unusual setting so far tonight. The pile is still going forward. They did not have enough room for us in the press box tonight with the Tawas radio crew, so we are directly on the sideline of the field pretty much, right at field level. So bear with us as we try to get the calls right, both looking at field level and off of a TV screen. Anyway, to begin, Charlevoix with an excellent return. The ball will be right at midfield at about the 50-yard line to begin this game. That kickoff already chewed 16 seconds off the clock as we get that repositioned, a new scoreboard feature we have tonight. So to begin, it'll be a handoff to Ian Moran. Gets a good, powerful run. Working the sideline. Only one more tackler left to evade, and he'll finally be brought down at right around the 20 to 25-yard line. We'll get the official spot here in a moment.
I think they might have learned from last week, Shane, on that rough opening drive last week with all those penalties that they got early on, and hopefully their coaching staff and all the players, just talked, and they just got to start calming down, and not let everything just get in their heads right before the game. This is a big game. They're away, and it's the other team's homecoming. So,
That's right.
They want to show out, and hopefully they will on this opening drive.
Excellent way to word that. Yes, indeed. Charlevoix has had some disciplinary troubles to begin this season so far. A number of penalties called on their opening drives in each of the last 2 games. We'll see if they can clean it up so far in this drive. They had a great kick return and another 20-plus yard breakaway run by Ian Moran a moment ago. The high snap. Handoff to Garrison Sterrett.
Wow.
He's plowing his way forward.
Nice game.
And will be, just short of the goal line here. Great opening drive for the Raiders. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 7-yard line.
They definitely learned from last week. That's all I'll say.
They did. So far they seem to have cleaned things up a bit. No doubt about it. Twins to the bottom of your screen. Again, 7 yards to get to the goal line, and just 2 plays so far in this opening drive for the Raiders. Tawas with a good defensive stand here. Charlevoix not able to advance the ball up very far at all. Ian Moran taking care of business there. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the very same spot at the 7-yard line.
Oh, they just switched it. They say now it's on the 6, actually.
They gave him a yard. All right. Yep, they just updated the scoreboard. Good eye. Already about 2 minutes gone by in this game as we bring Kalen Titus back to the sideline. In the shotgun we go. Ian Moran taking the ball. That'll be close to the line. It'll be a little bit short here. Clock keeps ticking.
3rd and 5.
Gave him about a yard and a half. So, yep, it will be 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. Tawas standing strong so far inside of their own 10. Trying to limit Charlevoix to a field goal, which we certainly have the capabilities of, especially with Peter Yanchulis, number 60 on your screen. You'll see him throughout the game. Just a sophomore, but a great leg. Great addition to this team. Jess takes the snap. He'll keep it for himself. Works his way around the line.
Oh, brought
Waiting
down.
for the signal. Yes, it looks to be he's just short.
Really good defense on this opening drive from Tawas City. I know that they let up some good gains, but you know what? In the red zone, that's what really, truly counts.
That's right. That's exactly right. So Charlevoix, they are stuck at the Tawas 3-yard line. In 3 plays, They gained about 45 yards after their kickoff return. In 3 subsequent plays, they've gained 4 yards.
Yeah.
So credit to Tawas here. Be a full receiving core in shotgun once again to try and gain those last 3 yards on 4th and goal. Colin Jess rolling out, and the catch is made. Kalen Titus brings in 6 points for the Raiders. Raider touchdown there indeed. 6-0 the score. Charlevoix outwitted Tawas here to begin, but you have to give them credit. Stood up Charlevoix, only 4 yards gained in those first 3 plays within 7 yards to go to the end zone. And Colin Jess was finally able to connect with Kalen Titus in the far corner for a 3-yard reception. And the aforementioned Jan Chulis here to kick this one away. Up and good by a mile. And a holder there, Talon Jacobs. So we're going to step aside for our first commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. We hope that you'll stick around. We've got a good game ahead of us. Again, homecoming night here in Tawas, Charlevoix coming down. We'll be back with a word from Ace.
Ace is the only hardware retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint at over 3,800 stores. With Benjamin Moore's premium quality, huge selection of colors, plus Ace's award-winning service, you can be confident you're getting the best. Then buy in store or online for curbside pickup or free delivery. When you want the best, Benjamin Moore paint from Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their paint.
Hey, Dad, brought you some popcorn. You should relax. You worked so hard for us.
What happened?
It's a little fender bender, but Mom already filed a claim with our agent, and we can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense. Well played.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services and
Yeah, and welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. Charlevoix with a great opening drive of this game. Good offensive tenacity, especially down there inside the 7-yard line. And good discipline as well. No penalties to begin on this opening drive, which has not happened so far this season. Charlevoix had a great kickoff return, brought it to the 50-yard line. 3 plays later, they had it at the 7, and then took 4 plays to get it into the end zone. And that's where we stand right now, a 7-0 score. 8:15 to go in the first quarter. Tawas will have their first crack on the offensive side of the field as we get ready to kick this one away. Janchulis with a squibber. That'll keep bouncing its way and be fielded right about the 41-yard line. And that is James Forbush, one of the few sophomores on the team who fielded that one and gives them pretty respectable starting position, again, at the 41-yard line. Little recap from our pregame show. Tawas did have a convincing win last week against Erie Mason, 44-14. Great team effort there. So we'll see what they can do against Charlevoix. This will be undoubtedly their biggest test of the season so far, and they'll squirt through 4. Looking to see the official ball placement. Again, we are level with the field and looking off a TV to see where we can spot the plays and get the ball carriers. Does not look like they gained any yardage on that play, so it'll be a 2nd and 10. Right at their own 41. Your QB is Aiden Smith out there on the field, number 10. And he wasn't able to get anything there.
Charlevoix's defense is coming and showing that they're strong, man.
That's right. Charlevoix let a couple of touchdowns squeak by in their first 2 games. 18 points total between Unionville, Seaboing, and Sheboygan scored, 21-12, 19-6 respectively. Charlevoix, the first two games, the first half was very difficult for them to kind of find their gear, so it was refreshing to see them march down the field, get the opening touchdown here in this game. Smith rolling out, looking for a man, makes the connection, but it will be short of the line of gain by a fair amount. It was 3rd and 10.
I'd say that was about like 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, looks to be about 4 yards or so gain there. So it'll be 4th and 6 from right about their 45. And undoubtedly, they'll be kicking this one away.
A bit disappointing on their first drive, but you know what? They're going to have more, so.
Yeah, they will. And that, again, shows Charlevoix's strength on the defensive side of the ball. Ranked in the top 10 in the state according to the MHSAA rankings. I believe they're right around 7th in the state, if I remember correctly. So with that, a respectable kick gets Charlevoix within their own 30-yard line. And we'll keep it right here to thank one of our fine sponsors, starting with Bingham Insurance, one of our pregame sponsors. Running a small business can be risky. Charles Strail knows all about that, owning Next Level Broadcasting. But one thing you can't leave to chance is your insurance coverage. Bingham Insurance wants to help keep you covered from the unexpected from happening. That's Bingham Insurance Company, representing Auto Owners Insurance of Charlevoix. So with that, brings us perfectly right into the first play of the Raiders' second drive. They'll be beginning at their own 28. 6:05 to go in the first quarter.
Woo!
A long pass there out to Colin.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Wow.
Yes, indeed. Touchdown, Garrison Sterrett and the Raiders.
Wow.
One play, 72 yards.
He was wide open right there.
Was.
That was a beautiful play.
Excellent play drawn up there between the coaching staff, Colin Jess and Garrison Sterrett, to get the Raiders a quick opening 13 points here in the opening 6 minutes of this game.
It's got to be rough for Tawas right now for their homecoming game. But you know what? Charlevoix's coming out, and they're showing what they can really do on this field. And hopefully Tawas will, take their time and really rethink their game plan about because, I mean.
Yeah, Julius gets that one up and over. No problem there. The Raiders open this one up quickly to a 14-0 lead. We are at the midway point, not through the game, but through the first quarter. We will step aside here once again and thank one of our friends, this time the Lake House.
With unique gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehousecharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
All right, welcome back in. A lot of exciting things on that most recent drive. Charlevoix, a 72-yard play, connection between Colin Jess and Garrison Sterrett. Opens this one up by a 2-score lead, 14-0 if you're just joining in. As we get ready to kick things off once again, Jan Chulis will be booting this one down the field. Squib to begin, very much the same here. As this one bounces and rolls its way down inside the 30. But a nice return. That gets the home crowd going. And that'll get Tawas again north of the 40-yard line for the second time so far this game. The official spot is at the 45. So we'll see on this second drive what QB Aiden Smith and company can do. That one will get just a little bit past his intended receiver, looking for his number. There it is, Sean Donahue. And there was a lot of Raider traffic around there. Raiders still have, I think so. Okay, welcome back. We don't really know what happened there. Our camera just blanked out for a moment, so we do apologize for that. But you didn't miss much other than there was a loss of yardage play here just a moment ago. Charlevoix knocked the Braves back by 4. So they're 3rd and 14 at their own 42. Aiden Smith here needs to make a big pass. Hurls one downfield. Just out of grasp of Truman Bush. My goodness, a beautifully thrown pass from Smith. You can tell he has a cannon on that arm, but unfortunately, he overshot the target by just a little bit. Yeah, and that will be another 4 and out for the Braves. They've had the ball for a total of about a minute and a half to 2 minutes so far offensively, and they have not been able to get past that 50-yard line and crack into Raider territory. So hopefully they'll make some changes here as they go and kick this one off and prepare for their 3rd defensive effort. A high spiraling kick. Ian Moran there to get it at about the 23. And away he goes, bobbing and weaving through traffic. Finally brought down at roughly the 42-yard line. So while we get things switched around here, we're going to thank our next fine sponsor, Professional Seamless Gutters. Your home gutters are always there when you need them to be, and so is our good friend Orion Beningo. And that's why he started Professional Seamless Gutters. They offer fast and experienced service and real-time quotes. But wait, there's more. There's always more. They'll actually answer your phone call. That's Professional Seamless Gutters at 989-619-3407. And tell them that we sent you. 3rd drive of the evening so far for Charlevoix. We still have 4:39 to go in this first quarter. Just takes the snap, hand off to Landon Whistler, and he'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
It looks like we do have an injured player on the field potentially. I hope not. Oh, no. All right.
It looks like
They
we're
look like
okay.
they're up. Yep.
Yep. James Forbush there on the tackle. Seems to be a rising star as a sophomore on this squad, getting a tackle for loss to the tune of about 3.5 yards. So the Raiders will be pushed back behind their own 40, right about the 39. As we get things back underway, Isaac Bentz coming out here to replace Carter Greenacre. Twins the top and bottom. Justin Pistol. And a fake handoff. This time it will be to Garrison Starrett once again as he plows his way through. Works his way to about the logo there at midfield, but will be short of the line of gain. Be 3rd and 4. So we gain 9 yards of the requisite 13. Clock ticking down. About 3:45 to go in the first quarter. Ball right on the Raider 48. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't had a chance to mention this too much, but we'll check that chat line periodically on the YouTube stream. If you're watching, let us know where you're tuning in from, who you're watching for, any interesting facts or shout-outs you may have about this team. We're happy to hear from you. And we've got another run out to the side. First flag of the game. Moran taking that one. So we'll see what this penalty will be about. Coach talking to the Tawas sideline. We don't really know who this will be against. It was far away from where our eyes are level to field, so we couldn't quite see the play as it happened. Some discussion between the coaching staff and the refs.
Still nothing. Looks like they're pushing the ball back.
Yes, indeed. So it appears to
wow.
be a 15-yard penalty. I might have been. Fortunately, didn't see the official call. I couldn't tell if it was a horse collar or if it was something else.
I also did not see the call, so.
You're good. And again, we are looking through a TV monitor, and people that far away are rather pixely, so we do apologize for not being able to give the correct penalty call there, but it does push the Raiders back a fair amount. I believe it was a horse collar, but that doesn't matter.
What a beautiful
Carter
catch.
Greenacre makes the catch and advances the Raiders deep into Tawas territory. But yes, I apologize. So it was a 10-yard penalty, pushed the Raiders back 10, and it was a horse collar. So that's what we have going on. So 1st and 10 Raiders from the Tawas 29. Again, a couple of big explosive plays so far here for the Raiders have really put them up and over the Braves to begin. The shotgun. Jess with the handoff to Moran, working his way around the line, finds a lane along the sideline, and falls in for the Raider. Wait for it. Nope, it will be just short of the touchdown, and there is a flag. Good eye.
Let's see.
Refs conferring on this one. Okay, we are back. So we figured out what our problem was. Unfortunately, here in Tawas, it is a difficult spot for cellular connectivity between both Verizon and AT&T. So we're running on not only a very abnormal broadcast setup, but also limited Wi-Fi connection here for our camera to try and get connected with our main hub to be able to put the video out to you. So we've had it disconnect a couple times now. We've made a change to bring it a little bit closer, still keeping it elevated, and hopefully that will be the fix. So we do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, the Raiders suffered another, this time it was a 15-yard penalty. They were within the 5, backed all the way up to about the 22. And in their subsequent play, there was a fumble, and Tawas recovered. Now, unfortunately, I can't get into specifics too much as we are trying to work out the details here of our issues, but that's the basic rundown. Charlevoix had a 15-yard penalty, so they've had 25 yards worth of penalties on that most recent drive. And then a fumble gets Tawas the ball right back, but they are deep in their own territory at the 15. They have not been able to gain more than 5 yards of forward motion so far in this game. So this will be a big test for them as they have 85 yards to work with and 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go before the end of this first quarter. Smith rears back another deep ball, perfect spiral, and that one is caught by the Braves, and they have nothing but green grass in front of them. Sean Donahue all the way for a Tawas touchdown. That gets the home crowd on their feet for homecoming night, and the Braves have brought it back within a score, 14-6 at the moment. One play, 85 yards. Aiden Smith to Sean Donahue. And that gets the crowd going here in Tawas. Well, Emma, they made some changes just as you talked about a minute ago. How about that?
They made some changes, and you know what? Paid off big time.
For
and
them,
I think that fumble, unfortunately, we obviously didn't get to show it on the broadcast, but you know, I really truly think that might have changed the momentum in this game a little bit and brought some momentum back for this homecoming team, you know?
Yeah, for the moment anyway, it most certainly did give an extra spark here to the Braves as we'll have Alex Bell line up to kick the extra point. Up and good. Charlevoix scores 2 straight. And Tawas answers with one of their own, an 85-yard pass and connection. Again, between Aiden Smith and Sean Donahue. We will step away for a quick word from our friends at TVC Cherry Capital Airport. We'll be back on the other.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
The Villager Pub has been a mainstay in Charlevoix dining culture for over 40 years. Situated right downtown, their friendly and experienced staff will make you feel right at home from the days of a bygone era. With a wide selection on tap and an expansive menu to pick from, sit back and relax in the pub and enjoy their eclectic 1950s era memorabilia. Stop in and see them today at 427 Bridge Street or visit them online to look at their menu at thevillagerpub.com. And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Again, a surprise big play here from the Braves, but let me tell you, don't let Aiden Smith find a man open because he has an absolute cannon of an arm as they go for a squib kick here. It will be fielded by Grayson Warchall. He won't be able to get much field position gained off of that return. Brought somewhere in the neighborhood of the 40-yard line. Waiting for the official spot. It'll be the 36-yard line is where the refs put it. So the Raiders with 64 yards of field ahead of them. We're still in the first quarter. We've had 3 touchdowns and a pretty sizable drive by Charlevoix get called back by a total of 25 yards and penalties and then a subsequent fumble. All within the first just over 10 minutes of this game. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat so far. Again, homecoming night for the home Tawas Braves. As we've got another run. That'll be Landon Whistler toting the rock. Gets right about to the 40-yard line. They'll call it the 41. They'll give him a solid 5 yards gained on that run. Not too bad for the opening run of this possession on first down. And we'll bring out Kalen Titus instead of Landon Whistler here. Clock ticking now to about 1:20 to go in the first quarter. Charlevoix beginning their methodical march up the field. See what Jess and company have in store on this drive. We'll go for a quick pass out to the flats. It'll be picked up on a nice gain after catch running through some traffic. believe that was Landon Whistler who got the catch there, if I was able to see correctly through all the numbers. So it'll be enough for a Raider first down. They worked their way just inside Tawas territory to the 49-yard line. It'll be time for one more play, and then I believe the Raiders will be content to let the clock run out to end this first quarter, which has been jam-packed so far. Takes the snap again, throw out to flats. That one will hit the ground in front of Garrison Sterrett. So that'll stop the clock, forcing the Raiders to make another play. 2nd and 10 from the Tawas 49. 32.5 seconds to go in the first quarter. And props to the Braves. They've already tied the amount of points that they have scored against Charlevoix in the last 3 years that these teams have played together. Charlevoix outscoring them 127-7 so far. They've already got a touchdown in this opening quarter. Game within a score. Just thought about the handoff, flicks it over just in time to Landon Whistler. Yeah, and he's not going to get much of a gain there either. Tawas. There's some stuff to be excited about on this crowd. Their defense has come alive here compared to what I've seen the last couple of years. And I did talk about that briefly. A lot of win-hungry juniors and seniors on this team. They've seen a lot of lean seasons, going with only 5 wins in the last 4 years so far of this 2020s decade. So they're hungry to make a statement. Actually, they make a loss of 2 on that play against Charlevoix. So that will end the first quarter. Charlevoix on top 14-7. They have a long 3rd down coming up on the other side of this commercial break. Stay tuned.
All right, guys, here's what we get.
BC Pizza, BC Pizza, hometown handmade gourmet.
Coach, what do we do? We get BC Pizza.
BC Pizza, BC Pizza.
And welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. Charlevoix with a 3rd and long 12. Colin just rearing for the pass, and that'll be pass interference against the Braves. The ref was quick on that flag. Sean Donahue was all over. Landon Whistler, I believe. No, I apologize, Isaac Bentz.
Definitely a little bit of discontent on that one, just because of, obviously would have been a great stop right there for Tawas.
No doubt about it. I mean, that would have been, if they were able to get the stop there, all bets are off on what could happen on this next possession. They got the fumble recovery from Charlevoix.
Yeah.
They went down and in one play scored the subsequent 85-yard touchdown. Held Charlevoix on their opening set of downs here on this drive to 3rd and 12. And then on the subsequent deep ball pass.
Oh. It
No
looks
penalty.
like
The
they
refs.
just said, no penalty.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's going to be a 4th and 12 on the, wow.
Indeed. They picked up the flag,
That's
discussed
crazy.
things. There was not enough for the PI. So the Raiders, on a possibly controversial call, depending on which side of the television screen you're watching from, will be, in all likelihood, punting this one away with a 4th and 12 scenario. And yes, they are. Punt unit is out here for the first time this game.
You know what? That just makes the momentum on Tawas. It's just going to keep going for them.
Yeah.
You know, if that flag could have really messed up Tawas' momentum here off that fumble and a huge touchdown play. So
Low snap, able to be picked up, and that one is absolutely booted down inside the 10-yard line. Great job there by Ian Moran to send that one deep into Braves territory. So that'll be picked up for Tawas at their own 8-yard line. But in the meantime, we do want to thank our good friend and longtime sponsor, Charlevoix State Bank. During a time of mergers, acquisitions, and name changes, the founders of Charlevoix State Bank saw a need for a truly local bank focused on our community and strong customer relationships. Those values continue to drive us today as we support high school athletics through our support of tonight's game. And we'll bring it right back in here. Tawas wasting no time to try and carry this momentum. Instead of an 85-yard field, they have a 92-yard field to work with. But nearly the entirety of this second quarter, Smith throws one out in the flats right away.
Slips.
Unfortunately tripped up by the turf monster, Andy Oliver, for the Braves. So it was a good look. Oliver just couldn't keep his feet under him. Here on this, I got to say, beautiful field that Tawas has put together. Very well taken care of. Nice logo painted right there in the center.
Probably not a robot like Charlevoix.
No, it's not. But, hey, for not being a robot, I mean, I'm looking down these lines, and they're pretty darn straight. So good job on Tawas. Again, that logo looks great there in the center. Nice facilities here indeed, and a nice little corner of the Lower Peninsula. Yeah, Smith looks to hand that one off, wrapped up at the line of scrimmage.
So
A couple different Raiders.
That's going to leave it again at 3rd down and 13 still to go.
Yep. Grayson Warchol on the tackle there. So loss of 3. So danger zone here for the Braves. Raiders could easily get a safety as now they just updated the placement, so it'll be 3rd and 16.
Oof.
Tawas at their own 2-yard line. Charlevoix looking to squander any momentum that Tawas was starting to build upon. And it starts right here with 98 yards ahead of them. A possible safety behind. Smith rears back, unfazed. The catch nearly made, dropped by Sean Donahue. He had it in the breadbasket, got the separation between his defenders, just was not able to bring it in. And unfortunately, as that one slips through his fingertips, so does the possibility of the Tawas Braves scoring on this drive. The Raiders coming away victorious here on the defensive side of the ball. Just like we've seen all season long, doing an excellent job of keeping forward momentum squandered. And they'll most likely have excellent field position here to begin this subsequent drive. Ian Moran positioned right now only at the Tawas 38-yard line. Smith handling a lot of duties tonight, quarterbacking and kicking. And that one will take a good Tawas bounce and be content to stop at about the 42-yard line. So, with that, we are going to leave it right here because we are doing a nice job getting through all of our commercials. We've had plenty of stoppages of play so far in this first half, unlike the last 2 games, so I feel pretty good at the moment. So we want to thank our friends at Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport is your gateway to northern Michigan, and now is the time to fly TVC. TVC Airport will also get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. To plan your next getaway today, visit tvcairport.com as they have 7 airlines and over 20 destinations across the continental United States to get you where you need to go. Our fearless leader, Charles Strail, his girlfriend, Jessica, is utilizing TVC on a trip down to Alabama this week. So safe travels to her, and safe travels on this trip here with Colin Jess toting the rock on his own. You'll gain a few on that keeper. About 4. It's 2nd and 6 from right at the 40. Check our YouTube chat line here, see if there's anybody. Patrick Sterrett, of course, shouting out his younger brother, Garrison Sterrett. And we've got Braylon from Charlevoix, but watching in Ann Arbor this week. Thank you very much, Braylon. Love hearing from you. Keep those chats coming in. Again, a great game so far in this opening half. Yeah, we've got the fake handoff this time to Garrison Sterrett once again. Quick 1-2 handoff there. He'll take it. Gain of a couple. Be 3rd and about 5-ish at the Braves 38.
I'm Tawas. I really want to get this game at least tied up before halftime.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There's plenty of time to do it. And again,
Oh, yeah. Still a lot of game left.
yeah, they've held Charlevoix to another third down here. Third, but a manageable 5 this time. Just rearing around, finds his man, working along the sideline for quite a few after the catch. And that'll be to Talon Jacobs. Enough by plenty for the Raider first down, marching them down to the 24-yard line. Raiders taking a moment here to talk things over as the clock does come to a stop. Went out of bounds. 8:35 to go in this first half. Raiders are on top 14-7 and are also approaching the Tawas red zone, threatening to score here once again. Jess with the keeper. And he does seem to be in a bit of pain. So we're going to take a moment here to step away as we sort this out and be back on the other side of this. A quick word from Mark.
All right, guys, here's what we get.
BC Pizza, hometown handmade gourmet.
Coach, what do we do? We get BC Pizza.
BC Pizza, BC.
Hey, Dad. Brought you some popcorn. You should relax. You worked so hard for us.
What happened?
It's a little fender bender, but Mom already filed a claim with our agent, and we can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense. Well played.
We're back.
Yeah, and welcome back in. At the moment, Colin Jess is on the sideline, but seems to be doing okay. He was able to come off under his own power, so that's good. In the meantime, Charlevoix gets another touchdown. Ian Moran taking it all the way, 23 yards for that young man. And the Raiders back up on top by 2 scores, once again 20-7. So here we go once again. There's the touchdown graphic. We found it. Better late than never, as they always say. Peter Yanchulis, no problem there. He could kick that from another 25 yards back. Gets the Raiders up by 14 once more, 21-7, 7:43. This first 4 minutes or so of the second quarter was in the hands of the Braves. The Raiders came up with a couple of good stops, got the ball back going their way, and put the score up on the board for 7 more in total. We are going to stay right here and thank Skydive Charlevoix. Skydive Charlevoix is calling all thrill seekers, adventure enthusiasts, and everyone in between to thank Skydive Charlevoix for your next adventure. Take flight with Skydive Charlevoix and experience for yourself the rush of skydiving right in your own backyard. Check out their website for more information at skydivecharlevoix.com. And while everyone's meandering their way back on the field, we'll thank Charlevoix Auto. Charlevoix Auto wants everyone tuning in to know that they're your local, trusted Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Moke dealer. Drive with confidence. Choose Charlevoix Auto, your one-stop shop for exceptional sales and service. And looks like the ambulance station here at the field was called off, so we hope for the best for wherever they are going. It's always tough to see. You never want anybody to be in trouble. And, of course, we always wish for nothing but the best health-wise for our players out here on the field as well. Yeah, Chulis, another squibber. That'll be fielded right at about the 31. Tawas trying to get some forward momentum by going laterally. Not much gain there. That was Carson Selman. On the return, not gained more than a couple. So not too bad. Field position here to begin. They'll be positioned pretty much right in front of our, we'll call it booth, basically a picnic table with some equipment on it, right at the 36-yard line. Again, we're very grateful to have the weather that we have right now. As opposed to last week, if you remember up in Charlevoix, it was right around 50 degrees with a 30-mile-per-hour wind and driving rain. We wouldn't be such happy campers out here sitting sideline if we had to do that broadcast. So to have 65 to 70 degrees and no breeze whatsoever, couldn't ask for better weather, especially now we're getting into mid-September.
Drive up was gorgeous.
It was, yeah.
It was
very,
gorgeous.
Very beautiful spot here in the Lower Peninsula indeed. And another run stuffed by the Raiders defense. Sean Donahue there trying to poke his way through. No dice. Got a couple different defenders. Warchaw will be the main man credited there on the tackle. Just a smidge over 7 minutes to go in the first half. Tawas held right at the line again. It'll be 2nd and 10 again from their own 36. Trying to get some momentum going. They had a great drive, a couple of drives again, including and especially that 85-yard touchdown reception between Aiden Smith and Sean Donahue. And again, the Braves stuffed by the Raider defense. This one might even be a loss of about a yard. Grayson Warchaw and Sawyer Blazik on the big tackle there again, so they won't mark it for a loss of yardage, but it will again be 3rd and 10. So we'll see what the Braves can do, digging deep into their playbook bag of tricks here to try and get their way out of this jam. Pretty deep into their own territory still, have not gained a yard. Smith in shotgun. He'll go for the short pass. Connection is made, but it won't be enough for the first down. They cross the 40. Donahue there on the catch once again. This will be 4th and roughly 5 from the 41. So that will bring Smith out to take care of his other duty here on this side of the field, and that is to punt. 4th and 5 again from their 41. Far too risky at the moment to try and continue this drive. The high, fairly short kick took the first bounce and kind of stays there right around the 40-yard line. Be just to the midfield side of that. So that'll be another Tawas drive here and gone. We're going to step aside for another commercial break. We'll take a moment to thank our friends at Bingham Insurance, finish off their commercial, and maybe one more. We'll be back.
Life gives us enough to deal with, like doing your taxes, hosting in-laws.
Oh, you're still trying to do the beard thing, huh?
And of course, filing an insurance claim. But luckily, Auto Owners makes it easy. They pay what they owe without any hassle. That's simple human sense.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix.
And we're back in perfect timing as we get underway. Another big run up the center. Ian Moran just has 3 guys to beat. Can he stay in front of him? Evades one. Dragged down, but not at, he stepped out of bounds. Oh, I was so excited on that call. He did step out of bounds a few yards short of the line of gain, but he evaded one tackler, had another one dragging on him, still couldn't bring him down.
Looks like he stepped out about the 10-yard line, so
yeah, good eyes.
or the 9-yard line, I think.
The 11 as they show
11.
up on the scoreboard. You're good. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11. At least as of the moment, that's what the scoreboard's showing. We're waiting to see if that's the official case. Yep, the chain gang goes down there. So we'll be 1st and 10 at the 11. Okay, got it. 5:09 to go as we get our scoreboard.
Yeah.
There you go. Good job. Throwing a couple of new things at Emma tonight, so she's doing a great job learning as she goes, and she threw on a headset as well to give us a little bit. And there you go. Ian Moran finishes what he started. Waltzes that one in for the 11-yard touchdown. Raiders go up at the moment 27-7.
Still a lot of game left, but a lot of ground to make up for Tawas right now.
A very good way to put it indeed. After this, they will be down 3 scores to just tie the game. They still have 5 minutes to go in this first half. But 3 scores to gain against this Raiders defense without allowing them to score one on the offensive side. It will be a monumental task. As Jan Chulis, nothing new there, belts that one about twice as high as the uprights and clears that for the extra point. So we've got a 28-7 score. We are going to step away and thank our friends at Charlevoix State Bank and be back on the
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy right here in your neck of the woods with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
Have you ever wanted to try skydiving? This is Luther from Skydive Charlevoix. We specialize in first-time tandem skydiving and offer the best views in the entire Midwest. Jump from up to 2 miles high and free fall as fast as 120 miles per hour. Then, when the parachute opens, you can enjoy a peaceful canopy ride back to the landing area. Skydive Charlevoix also offers a scenic flight with every tandem jump. Enjoy an amazing bird's-eye view of Grand Traverse Bay, Little Traverse Bay, Beaver Island, and the entire northern Michigan shoreline. It's easy to book your jump online at skydivecharlevoix.com. That's skydivecharlevoix.com.
Well, we did not have a new touchdown. There we go. Get the graphic taken off the board. It is still 28-7. You're good. 5:01 to go in the first half. Charlevoix methodically marching that one down once again. And it'll be Donahue back deep here, but no need to go back deep as it's another squib kick, Charlevoix specialty. And fielded by Robert Aldridge. Right around the neighborhood of the 41-yard line, give or take. So a little closer to midfield. Again, the last 2 drives, Tawas had to deal with an 85-yard field, which they did score on, and then a 92-yard field. And they were pushed all the way back to their own 2-yard line before having to punt. So they have the benefit of being at least within 60 yards to the end zone. And we'll see what they can make of it here with a shave under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Smith with the quick pass, and the connection is made. Still kind of sort of up on his feet. That was Carson Selman. Kind of fell up on top of the Raider defender. So that'll be a solid gain of about 8 there. So 2nd and 2. Kalen Titus on the tackle for the Raiders. Apart from, again, that 85-yard single play drive, this is the closest that the Braves have been to midfield, barring any big plays. So we'll see what they can do, if they can continue to march this one up the field, or if it will require a big pass play with that talented arm of Aiden Smith. He's threaded a couple of passes into coverage pretty nicely, thrown some deep balls that were catchable, just not able to be grabbed in by a couple of his receivers so far. And that'll be a quick handoff to Donahue. It won't be enough for the first down, gain of maybe a yard. Yep, so it'll be 3rd and 1 from the 49 of their own. 3:45 to go, and the Braves marching band rounding the corner. And this might make things difficult to call the game. We'll have to see, because they're going to be standing directly in front of us. So I may have to rely off this TV monitor a little bit more. 3.5 to go in the first half. Again, 28-7. 9 yards of the requisite 10 here on this opening set of downs for the Braves. And they will have enough to get the first down and a few more. Alex Bell answering the bell there to get the first down. And we do have a hurt player on the Tawas side. So we're going to step away here for a moment and hope for the best for him. But we want to give him the privacy. So we'll have a quick commercial.
Are you or someone you know in need of commercial, residential, or marine electrical work? Look no further than Charlevoix's best, Wilmot Electric. Serving our community for 35 years, Wilmot Electric has just what you need to keep you and your family safe year-round with their highly professional team that works hard to find a solution to all of your electrical needs. That's Wilmot Electric. Call them today at 231-547-5583 or visit them online at wilmotelectric.com.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
And we're back.
All right. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. That was Carter Graham, who was injured there off the Braves side of the field. He was able to get up and eventually walk under his own power with a bit of a heavy limp, so we hope for the best for him that he can maybe return later on this game. Of course, these are all high schoolers. Never want to see them injured. Smith rearing out for the throw, somehow caught, grabbed by the fingertips, and he's still on his feet. That'll be enough for a Braves first down, and that gets the home crowd going once again. Steven Urema, another junior, able to hold on to that one with a hope and a prayer and get that Braves first down. They are now inside of the Raider 30, down to the 29. So this has been their most well put together singular drive that we've seen so far in terms of sequencing, play selection. Hayden Smith, just two receivers to the bottom of your screen there, or rather top of your screen. And Urema still on his feet, taking four different Raiders to finally bring him down. Yeah, and that'll be one of the Glass brothers. Unfortunately, too far away to tell whether it was Ryan or Andrew. But it was one of the Glass boys nonetheless. Could hear the PA announcer, so I'll give him credit on that one. Under 2 minutes to go, and we want to give thanks to the Tawas marching band for staying out of our field of view. That's very helpful. And they had a nice opening to this game, so we'll maybe tune into a little bit of their halftime show later on. We'll see if we have time. Minute 50 to go in the first half. Smith hanging on to this one, finding a man. We'll see if they call that a catch or not. He was down towards the ground.
I think they're going to say that it was not a complete catch.
Yes, it was. Incomplete indeed.
It's going to stop the clock, though.
So Dominic Harrison Knox, haven't called his name much tonight. He was the receiver out there. Had to pick that one up just a smidge off the deck, but he was already down on the ground basically. So it'll be 3rd and 13 for the Braves. Yeah, tough point for their drive to stall out here, so close to the Raider end zone. Again, this is homecoming night for them. And it'll be Andy Oliver working his way along the sideline. Gain of a few, but it will be 4th and quite a bunch. Of course, they'll be going for it here. It'll be 4th and about 10. So gain 3 there. Minute 20 to go at the Raider 29. We're back to it. Tawas crowd here trying to get their home team rallied up to try and bring this within 2 scores before the halftime break. See what they're able to do. Long conversation here to draw up their game plan. Just under a minute now. Full receiving core. Smith looking, has to carry it for the moment, and that'll be a lame duck thrown. Like to think he'd like to have that one again. Might have slipped out of his hand a little bit. 3 different Raiders were within the vicinity. Hits the ground just in front of him. So it'll be a turnover on downs. Each team has had one so far. Again, Charlevoix was a fumble earlier on in the first quarter. This one a simple turnover on downs. Gives the Raiders 43.5 seconds to go at their own 29-yard line. Again, up by 3 scores, 28-7. No hurry here to try and do anything heroic. Player 2 let the clock wind down and go into halftime happy with that 21-point lead. But they sure are taking their time to think about it.
Yeah. Clock stopped. I mean, interesting. Interesting to see what they're going to do on this play, I guess. I feel like the safest thing would just be to let the clock run out, but we'll see what they choose to do.
We'll have to get one play in at least before that happens. So we'll see what they plan on doing. There'll be a quick pitch. Still looking for another man. Colin Jess is, I apologize, it's Ian Moran out here. He spun around for a couple.
Looked like he looked for a minute to see if he could pass it after that pitch.
Yeah.
And, you know, trying to catch Tawas off their toes. And they're still in this game, despite the score discrepancy. So it'll be interesting to see how they come back after halftime.
Yes, indeed. So that'll be enough to wind the clock down and let this one go to halftime. So we want to take a moment to welcome you in here as we go to our commercial break. On the other side of this, we'll have some of our thoughts presented by the Charlevoix Auto, Martin Concrete, and Bartlett's Home Interiors halftime show. For the 3 of us here down in Tawas, we want to thank you for tuning in so far as we go to our halftime break. We've got Derek Steele running the main shot camera. Emma Brown here doing a great job running the 1s and 2s next to me. And, of course, I'm Shane Smith. We'll see you back here in just a few minutes. Stay.
Today's game has been brought to you by Bingham Insurance Services, Charlevoix State Bank, Wilmot Electric, Charlevoix Auto, The Villager Pub, Swanson K&D, Traverse City, Cherry Capital Airport, Fresh Coast Sliders, Martin Concrete, Charlevoix Ace Hardware, Charlevoix Agency Insurance, Sky Media 45, The Lake House, South Point Collision, Bartlett's Home Interiors, Culver's of Charlevoix, Skydive Charlevoix, BC Pizza, Great Lakes Asphalt Services, Gray Gables Restaurant and Catering, Charlevoix Barbershop, Professional Seamless Gutters, Spencer Bryan with Pat O'Brien Real Estate, Ward Marina. We hope you are enjoying tonight's game.
Hi there, Hannah again with Charlevoix Auto. Don't let summer pass you by. Get into a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram today and make this the summer event. Lease a sleek new Compass for an amazing $339 a month. Elevate your journey in a stylish Grand Cherokee for $429 a month. Or unleash the power of a 4x4 Ram pickup for $459 a month. Don't miss out on getting into your perfect ride for less at Charlevoix Auto on US 31 South near the Charlevoix Airport. Your trusted local dealership.
Have you ever wanted to try skydiving? This is Luther from Skydive Charlevoix. We specialize in first-time tandem skydiving and offer the best views in the entire Midwest. Jump from up to 2 miles high and free fall as fast as 120 miles per hour. Then, when the parachute opens, you can enjoy a peaceful canopy ride back to the landing area. Skydive Charlevoix also offers a scenic flight with every tandem jump. Enjoy an amazing bird's-eye view of Grand Traverse Bay, Little Traverse Bay, Beaver Island, and the entire northern Michigan shoreline. It's easy to book your jump online at skydivecharlevoix.com. That's skydivecharlevoix.com.
Hi, I'm Orion, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installations, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike other service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding your gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy right here in your neck of the woods with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
Are you or someone you know in need of commercial, residential, or marine electrical work? Look no further than Charlevoix's best, Wilmot Electric. Serving our community for 35 years, Wilmot Electric has just what you need to keep you and your family safe year-round with their highly professional team that works hard to find the solution to all of your electrical needs. That's Wilmot Electric. Call them today at 231-547-5583 or visit them online at wilmotelectric.com.
With unique gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehouseCharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
The Villager Pub has been a mainstay in Charlevoix dining culture for over 40 years. Situated right downtown, their friendly and experienced staff will make you feel right at home from the days of a bygone era. With a wide selection on tap and an expansive menu to pick from, sit back and relax in the pub and enjoy their eclectic 1950s era memorabilia. Stop in and see them today at 427 Bridge Street or visit them online to look at their menu at thevillagerpub.com.
Hi, I'm Orion, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installations, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike other service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding your gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our Martin Concrete, Charlevoix Auto, and Barton That's Home Interiors halftime show. We do have the King and Queen announcement here in front of us, so we'll see if we can get their name on air. I'm sure there's some Tawas folks watching, so we'll listen in here just for a moment.
All right, so we are going to carry it on over here to Gary Lyden, who is going to announce this year's homecoming king.
Your 2025 homecoming king is, you got a drum roll? Andrew Oliver.
Drum roll, please. Your 2025 homecoming queen, Brooke Barnes.
All right, we want to extend a heartfelt welcome. How about congratulations? I'll get it right. Third time's the charm. As the mosquitoes are starting to bite my shins. Love that this time of year. To Andy Oliver, who's the running back here on the Tawas Braves, and Brooke Barnes, the king and queen for the Braves here again on this beautiful evening for homecoming night. Again, the game hasn't quite gone in their favor so far as they are down 28-7, but at least they couldn't have asked for better weather. I recall a few different of my homecomings up in Charlevoix where we've had some rough weather, to say the least. So congratulations to those two. Brooke Barnes was definitely a crowd favorite. And Andy Oliver, again, the running back here, a senior on this Tawas varsity squad. All the good congratulations to him as he's done a great job on this team. And he must be an upstanding young man to be voted the homecoming queen. So, Emma, I'll bring you in here a little bit. We can have a little conversation about what we've seen so far in this first half. Charlevoix started out strong. The opening 6 minutes of this game, 2 touchdowns, marched down the field, no problem whatsoever. And then they screwed up defensively. They had 2 penalties totaling for 25 yards and then a fumble. Tawas takes it back. Then what happens afterwards?
Some momentum shift, you know. Tawas goes down, scores again. But what can they do after that? After that touchdown, you know, and not coming back any further than that, and the defense once again letting up another touchdown. You know, it's rough for Tawas right now, but hopefully they're, you know, deliberating and checking through the playbook right now in the locker room. And, you know, if you're Tawas right now, you just have to hope that being home, it being homecoming, all the energy you're getting from the stands will help motivate this team to, you know, pick it up. And obviously there is, you know, there's a lot of time left, and I really do think that it'll be a very interesting second half because that first half was pretty crazy to me.
It was. Good job. Good
Thank
job.
you.
Yeah, this is her first time ever been on the microphone. She's doing a great job. Kind of playing a little dual role here. We have 5 games going on simultaneously across northern Michigan. There's one just about 20 minutes up the road, Elk Rapids at Oscoda. And Christian Swinsicki is taking care of that game, a good buddy of mine. He's been a long-time partner with us here at Next Level Broadcasting. Then we've got East Jordan against Kalkaska, Traverse City St. Francis against Benzie Central, and then Gaylord St. Mary is playing in Gaylord. Unfortunately, I can't remember their opponent, but we have 5 great games across Northern Michigan. And with that being the case, our crews are spread a little thin. So some of us are having to wear a couple of different hats. As most crews have only 3 members, where we're typically 4 to 5. So Emma's doing a great job kind of filling in for my co-commentator, as well as, she's got a great system down on the 1s and 2s, so we're happy to have her. But back to your point. Momentum did switch there for a while in favor of Tawas. They got the turnover, of course, on that fumble. The very next play was an 85-yard touchdown. And then they seemingly looked like they were going to hold Charlevoix away from scoring. They had a good couple of defensive stops once again, but Charlevoix was able to bust through, get 2 more scores there in the second. Tawas, on the other side of the ball, was able to march down inside of the Raider 30, which is the farthest they had been, save for that 85-yard play. Things a couple different times looked like it was trying to start to slowly creak in their way. They were starting to get some dominoes to fall, and then Charlevoix comes back alive, wakes up, and squanders pretty much everything apart from that one, again, amazing 85-yard touchdown. I can't get enough of that because Aiden Smith, very talented junior quarterback. He's got one heck of an arm, has thrown some great passes tonight, just a couple of them not able to be brought in by his receivers. But then Sean Donahue has made some great catches as well on the Tawas side of the ball. So, again, there's still a lot of time left in this game, but for a 3-touchdown deficit, Charlevoix, apart from a little bit of trouble there in the transition from first to second quarter, has been firing on all cylinders. Again, Colin Jess doing a great job. We did see him get hurt, at least for a little while. He's come off the sideline. We hope to see him return later on. Garrison Staird, of course, has been great running and catching that ball, doing everything he needs to do. Landon Whistler has been right in that mix. And then, of course, Ian Moran. He's punched in a couple of touchdowns as well and gotten some great runs of his own. And Kalen Titus opened things up for the Raiders offensively with that touchdown in the far right corner of the Raider end zone on the very first drive of the game. Talon Jacobs, he's had some good catches. You throw him in there, as well as Grayson Warchall. Of course, Peter Yanchulis doing everything he needs to do, kicking the ball on those squibs, burying Tawas deep back in their own side of the field. Some, of course, all 4 so far perfect extra point kicks so far, clearing those by a mile. And we've seen some good defensive efforts as well, some big tackles from the Glass brothers. Sawyer Blazic chipping in there for a tackle for loss, as well as Axel Leonard, I believe we called his name once as well earlier on in this game. So a lot of different contributing players. Doug Mortgage had a couple of nice plays in there as well. Raiders, again, firing on all cylinders so far in this one, save for that transition to the first and second quarter. I'll do a little plug here for our Next Level Broadcasting show, which is our weekly podcast Thursdays evenings, right around 6:30 or so most nights. We have an hour-ish long podcast talking about high school sports, but also some college and NFL we throw in there as well this time of year. And I put the over-under at 4.5 touchdowns for the Raiders at least. I thought that might be a little conservative, but I wanted to see what the Raiders could do. They had a couple of low-scoring games compared to last season to begin. And Tawas City came off, again, a big statement win just last week, 44-14 over Erie Mason. So, there's been some good battles in the trenches so far in this game, for sure. Charlevoix sitting right there at that 4-touchdown mark, but no doubt about it, we'll see them score at least a couple more before they call it a game. And Tawas, they've been nipping at their heels a couple different times getting into the Raiders' side of the field, so we'll see what they can do. There's a lot of time left to go in this game. But for the 3 of us, that's going to wrap up our Martin Concrete, Charlevoix Auto, and Bartlett's halftime show. We'll be back in about 3 minutes, maybe 5, depending on what they do, if they adjust that clock or not. Again, we had an elongated homecoming halftime break, so we'll be back on the other side of a few words from our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. Stay right where you are.
Today's game has been brought to you by Bingham Insurance Services, Charlevoix State Bank, Wilmot Electric, Charlevoix Auto, The Villager Pub, Swanson K&D, Traverse City, Cherry Capital Airport, Fresh Coast Sliders, Martin Concrete, Charlevoix Ace Hardware, Charlevoix Agency Insurance, Sky Media 45,
The Lake House, South Point Collision, Bartlett's Home Interiors, Culver's of Charlevoix, Skydive Charlevoix, BC Pizza, Great Lakes Asphalt Services, Gray Gables Restaurant and Catering, Charlevoix Barbershop, Professional Seamless Gutters, Spencer Bryan with Pat O'Brien Real Estate, Ward Marina. We hope you are enjoying tonight's game.
Your next stop for flavor, freshness, and fun is Gray Gables Restaurant. Since 1936, we've been serving up delicious gourmet dishes and drinks in a warm and inviting atmosphere. Everything is made using fresh ingredients, including locally sourced meat and fish. Our bar features several local Michigan beers on tap and an excellent bourbon selection. Did you know we also cater? Let Gray Gables enhance your next event with our catering services.
Come dine with us at the Gray Gables Restaurant in Charlevoix the Beautiful.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Hannah again with Charlevoix Auto. Don't let summer pass you by. Get into a new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram today and make this the summer event. Lease a sleek new Compass for an amazing $339 a month. Elevate your journey in a stylish Grand Cherokee for $429 a month. Or unleash the power of a 4x4 Ram pickup for $459 a month. Don't miss out on getting into your perfect ride for less at Charlevoix Auto on US 31 South near the Charlevoix Airport. Your trusted local dealership.
Bartlett's Home Interiors is your hometown home furnishing store, serving Northern Michigan since 1950. Your perfect fit is waiting for you here, among our large selection of furniture, flooring, Serta mattresses, and Hunter Douglas window treatments. Our experienced staff can help with the details that are important to you to transform your space. Come explore our 35,000 square foot showroom today or visit us at bartlettsHomeInteriors.com. Bartlett's Home Interiors, where you're always at home. M66 North, Charlevoix.
Yeah, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we want to give big thanks to our halftime show sponsors, Charlevoix Auto, Martin Concrete, and Bartlett's Home Interiors. And we'll get to their live reads here in a minute. But while we have about 1:10 to go, or at least according to the countdown clock here, before halftime comes to an end officially, we want to continue down our list, next thanking Wilmot Electric. Since 1983, Wilmot Electric Incorporated has been a gold standard electrical service provider throughout Northern Michigan, offering solutions to any electrical need you may have, whether it's residential, commercial, or marine related. No matter the case, Wilmot Electric has experts that will keep your projects on time and on budget. Customer focused and community driven for 40 years. That's Wilmot Electric. And we'll also thank BC Pizza. Fans all around, it's pizza time, and BC Pizza is making it easier than ever to get you and your family a handmade hometown gourmet pizza from the one and only BC Pizza. right here in Charlevoix. You're also welcome to try their grinders, salads, and their other specialty pizzas. You'll know right away after the first bite you made the best choice in pizza. That's BC Pizza of Charlevoix. And hey, we got a chat in on our line, so we want to read that one off. Thank you to Lyle Monroe saying this stream is so high quality and amazing, and this audio is so smooth. Oh my, this is better than ESPN. Well, Lyle, thank you. We appreciate it. That's high praise. We try our best. I'll put it that way. We try our best here with the three of us tonight. And we appreciate you and all of our viewers from Charlevoix, around the state, and sometimes even around the country, tuning in to watch your Raiders, your family members out here on the field, or some of your neighbors, family members, or, of course, just some great upstanding young community citizens out here that you're proud to watch year in and year out on this great team that is Raider football that Coach Jess and the rest of his staff has been able to put together over the last several years. So with that, we're going to come into the third quarter. Charlevoix is kicking off. Tawas will be receiving to begin. And here comes our AD director from Tawas City, very welcoming to us here at Next Level Broadcasting. We do appreciate him. It's 28-7 again the score as we come in to begin this second half of action. Tawas would like to start off with a score here to try and get within 2 scores. And again, we were talking about that a little bit in the halftime break. They had moments where it felt like things might start falling their way, and then the Raiders came right back and took the wind away from their sails, so to speak. You know, Charlevoix being a maritime town, I figured that analogy might work. And so we'll see what they can do. It's 1st and 10 for the Braves after that kickoff, right at their own 39. Sun is almost completely hid behind the clouds. Just a few blues left out there as the temperature settles just under 60 degrees here in Tawas. Gorgeous night. Couldn't ask for anything better for football in northern Michigan. Aiden Smith, seen his arm work a few different times tonight. Throws one out in the flats. That one will be snuffed out by the Raiders defense handily. And actually looks like we have a loose ball. The ref's looking this one over. I don't believe, yes, indeed, Charlevoix did gain the possession. So it was a lateral pass officially. Charlevoix was able to get in there, wrangle the ball away. Guess I'll have to watch this TV monitor a little bit more because I couldn't see the exact happenings here field side. So I'm sure you folks at home saw it better than I did. Of course, we do have our camera positioned about, 12 feet or so above our heads, courtesy of Derek Steele. So you were able to see the play better than we are. So the Raiders take things right back over, and this would be a chance for them to ice this game away. Colin Jess is back out on the field. He'll go for a pass. And the reception is made, and the subsequent touchdown by Grayson Warchaw. Well,
looks like he didn't
I spoke too soon. Wouldn't be the first time in my life. The coaching staff wasn't even too thrilled about that call. So it'll be 1st and goal from about the half-yard line.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll be able to say here in a moment, I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. It certainly looked good from here.
They had us all fooled.
So it'll be 1st and goal from the half-yard line. Charlevoix just looking to punch it in. Grayson Warchaw with an excellent reception, though, and 22-yard gain of the 23 yards to get to the end zone. And that was snuffed out by the Tawas defense. Colin Jess with the keeper, and he wasn't able to get anywhere.
Would be huge for Tawas right now to get us top.
Indeed, it would be. They lost 3 yards on the play there. Tawas backed him up to the 4-yard line. 2nd goal from there. Again, we've seen this earlier on, one of the earlier drives that Charlevoix had. Tawas stands up tall there within the 10-yard line, providing a lot of trouble there defensively, close to the goal, but nothing to do there whatsoever. The Raiders punch that one in, no problem. Ian Moran taking care of business. And we go up into the 30s now, 34-7. That took a lot out of any hopes of Tawas trying to make a comeback here in this homecoming game. Charlevoix was able to get the turnover and score just a couple plays later. Yanchulis going for the extra point. So put him up by 5 scores. Drills that one through a line drive, that one was. 35-7, 10:26 to go only in the third quarter. So we're going to stay right here. We've run pretty much the gamut in terms of our commercial breaks. Although, you know what? We do want to give Ace Hardware their due moment for their third quarter spot, so we will step aside for them real quick.
Ace is the only hardware retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint at over 3,800 stores. With Benjamin Moore's premium quality, huge selection of colors, plus Ace's award-winning service, you can be confident you're getting the best. Then buy in store or online for curbside pickup or free delivery. When you want the best, Benjamin Moore paint from Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their paint.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
And here we are. Again, Tawas turnover. Deep in their own territory. Raiders get it right back, score a couple plays later, go up 35-7. Only a minute and a half gone by so far in the third quarter. Yeah, Julius will be kicking it right back to the Braves. And they'll fall on it. Right about the 35-yard line is where they'll be picking up once again. So while the teams get switched around here on the field, we want to take a moment to thank one of our other fine partners here with Next Level Broadcasting, Tom Clementson and his company, Sky Media 45. Need to enhance your brand? Sky Media 45 combined excellent photography with post-production to create stunning video and image content. Showcase your community, event, or business with our expert aerial solutions. We're ready to fly for you. Visit them online today at skymedia45.com. And with that, right back into action. Raiders snuff that one up. Yes, the mosquitoes are finding plenty of joy in my shins.
Glad I wore jeans tonight.
Yeah, that's the play right there. As the Raiders cause a loss of 4 on that play. So it'll be 2nd and 14. Braves backed up to the 31. Aiden Smith trying to get something going with his team. A nice completion to Alex Bell. But he won't gain more than a couple. Coming off the pile there is Ryan Glass.
It's going to be 3rd and long for them on this.
Yeah. So it'll be still 3rd and 14. No gain there. So that's a 3rd, and we'll call it West Branch for Tawas. We always try and plug that in. My old broadcasting partner, Dennis Halverson, would always throw a plug every now and then, especially if it was a long, long down. He would say a town that's somewhere in between where these two teams had to drive to and play at. So I carry on that tradition every now and then. It's always a funny little gag I like to do. So 3rd and West Branch for Tawas to try and get things going. Smith throws a deep one downfield.
Oh.
The catch nearly made again, just through the fingertips of it looks to be Donahue.
Great coverage, though.
Yes, it was. Very good. Raiders were all over that one. Donahue was able to separate himself just by about a body length in front of the Raiders defenders, but just could not haul that one in with his fingertips. As another opportunity comes and goes for Tawas to try and get points on the board with a deep play.
They've had so many close catches this game that have just, if they would have made a few more, might have been a bit of a different story.
So Smith knocks another high one up into the sky, and that'll come to a rest right about the Charlevoix 49-yard line. So that's where we will have it. Yeah, as the Raiders will take the ball once more. 8:45 to go in the third. They are up by 5 scores, 35-7. And we will thank one of our other fine sponsors, Ace Hardware. Charlevoix Ace Hardware is proud to continually be a sponsor of Charlevoix schools, sports, and the community. The team at Ace Hardware loves Charlevoix, and they're always there when you need them. Open 7 days a week. That's Ace Hardware in Charlevoix, right on M66. Jess and company here, just going to do another march down the field, starting off with Garrison Sterrett. Gain of a few on that run. Graham, that's Carter Graham. Again, he was injured earlier on in this game, had a bit of limp coming off the field, but he was tended to by his athletic trainers back out, so that's good to see. Again, you never want anybody to be injured. Anyway, he was the gentleman tackling the quick and speedy Garrison Sterrett, allowing him to only gain 2 upfield and get just the other side of the 45-yard line. 2nd and 7 for the Raiders at the 47. Just over 8 minutes to go in the third. Just takes the snap. Hand off to who else? None other than Ian Moran. He works his way around a few different defenders. Still going, finally taken out. Another solid 20-plus yard run for him. See where they give the official spot here in a moment. Lawson on the tackle there for Tawas. And that will advance the Raiders all the way up excuse me, to the Tawas 32-yard line. Apart from, again, that transition zone between the final couple minutes of the first and the first beginning minutes of the second, Charlevoix has had few problems defensively from the Braves, and that looks to hardly change here as a great completion to Garrison Sterrett again. Looks to be enough to move the chains past the line again. And Charlevoix keeps advancing. Gain they just updated the scoreboard. Gain of 11 on that play. 1st and 10 from the 21. The old 1-2 duo with Jess and Moran right behind them. Twins to the top and bottom there. And the handoff to Moran gains a couple. He has several different Braves fall upon him.
Nice stop by Jeffrey. Is that Rulio?
Looks like Rulo.
Rulo.
Yeah.
What a great stop right there.
Yeah. Gets the Raiders a short yard there on the carry. Kalen Titus comes back out, swaps in for Landon Whistler.
That fumble right at the beginning of this half really, really hurt them. But, you know, just got to keep playing the game and seeing just who was that Jeffrey Rulo, you know, still making big plays,
Colin Jess will go for the keeper here. He works his way along the sideline. There's Laundry on the field. Again, a pretty clean game overall. We've only seen 2 penalties, of course, both against Charlevoix, a 10 and 15-yarder respectively. A little surprise there. Oh. So we'll see what this is about. Looks like the crowd got excited. The Raiders may have lost possession of the ball, depending on what this flag results in.
Holding against Charlevoix.
Here we are, thank you. You just heard from Emma. So Charlevoix will get that holding penalty. They'll hang on to the possession. So second, we're going to call it about Grayling here as they have about 19 to go. A long second down here, but Charlevoix's been able to make quick work of their long scenarios so far in this game. The few that they have had. They've also had a combined 35 yards in penalties, and that one just gets up and over the fingers of Carter Greenacre down there in the end zone. A rising star in Charlevoix athletics, especially on the basketball team as a freshman last year. Some great games by him, Eric Huffman and I. Eric is covering the East Jordan-Kalkaska game tonight. He and I were on the call for a number of Raider basketball games, and he was a fine player to watch. A lot of talent in him as he goes through the ranks. Again, only a sophomore this year. .549 is where the clock has stopped here so far in the third. Raiders with a 3rd and 19 still, again after that missed completion. So it'll be Colin Jess turning on the Jets, trying to get his way around the Tawas defensive line, goes careening out of bounds. Gains a few there, but I believe he'll still be behind the initial line of scrimmage on this set of downs.
Looks like he made a gain of about 4 yards on that, so that leaves them at 4th and 15. So let's see what their plan is on this play.
Yeah, a rare 4th down for Charlevoix, and a 4th down and very long for them.
Looks like we have a timeout called.
Also, one of the first times, if not the first time, we've had a timeout called by the Raiders. So we're going to thank, hey, speaking of Eric Huffman here just a few moments ago, we're going to thank his company for also sponsoring Next Level Broadcasting. With the Lake House right downtown Charlevoix. From the moment you walk into the Lake House, the essence of easy living and life on the water shines through. They offer unique gifts including home accessories and furry friend items. Their assortment of gifts and home decor is perfect for your home, cottage, or boat. Come visit the Lake House to commemorate your visit to one of Michigan's premier resort destinations. They're located at 403 Bridge Street, or visit them online at thelakehousecharlevoix.com. And since we have plenty of time, we'll knock out Martin Concrete as well. Looking for concrete work done right? Then look no further than Charlevoix's very own Martin Concrete. Concrete patios, footings, foundations, and so much more. But don't just take our word for it. See for yourself by visiting their website online at martinconcretecharlevoix.com. They are your concrete specialists. So as we bring you back into the action here, 4th and 15 for Charlevoix, positioned at the Tawas 26. See what they have in their bag of tricks here for this long 4th down play. And we'll have another timeout called, this time by Tawas. I've spoken enough here. You guys need a rest from my voice. So we're going to take a moment to run through a couple commercials, and we'll be back on the other side of this.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination.
And here we are. Both teams have taken a timeout. Charlevoix talking things over. And nearly a sack there from Tawas. Jess rears out. The pass is made, and the touchdown is good for the Raiders. Talon Jacobs there to grab that one out of the air in the end zone.
On a 4th and 15.
On a 4th and 15, and Carter Graham almost spoiled the party there. Gave a good pressure on Colin Jess. Was able to evade it just in the nick of time. Found Talon Jacobs open, and, score's taken off the board. There's a flag on the field. Yet another penalty against Charlevoix. That'll be an illegal pass against the Raiders. And that'll turn the ball over. Wow. Okay.
Well.
So that one wipes off the touchdown for Talon Jacobs. As the flag there on the field, again, was an illegal pass, and subsequently the turnover back to Tawas. Interesting series of events here. Charlevoix shot themselves in the foot 4 different times. They started off clean the first quarter, first couple drives. Got a couple big penalties right there around the beginning of the second quarter. They've had another 10-yarder and now an illegal pass so far here in the second half. And we still have, it's been a long game already.
Yeah.
We still have 5.5 minutes to go almost in the third quarter. Running a marathon here, ladies and gentlemen. The score is 35-7, but Tawas, you have to feel bad for Aiden Smith. He's thrown a number of passes right on the money so far. He's a very, very able quarterback from what I've seen. A great arm. His receivers not able to haul him in. This time Carson Selman hit right in the numbers. Not able to hang on to it. 2nd and 10 for the Braves. Hey, we've got another message coming in on our chat line here earlier. Lee Bart of the Charlevoix Band is practicing on our home field. Well, thank you, Lee, for letting us know. We're excited to see them again next time Charlevoix plays at home. In the meantime, Tawas goes for the running play. With, unfortunately, a nameless number 11. I heard over the intercom something about Guillermo. So I apologize if we're not getting your name correctly. They don't have him on the roster. That's the cheerleading side over there. So fortunately, we can't give him the credit he deserves for a solid 9-yard gain there on 2nd and 10. But it makes it 3rd and a short 2. 4:44 to go in the third. Smith with the handoff. And that one goes nowhere. Number of Raiders on it. First off the pile, none other than Sawyer Blazik. See if we can get a couple others credit here as well. Yep. Got the Glass Boys on there as well.
They're calling a first down.
Oh, okay. So they got just enough. I guess they needed about 1.5 yards. Looks like they were short, but the refs obviously could see better than we can here on the side of the field. Gave them the first down, so we apologize there. So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 36. The running play seemed to be the name of the game so far, but there's a solid completion for almost 10 yards to Dominic Harrison Knox. Now, we saw his name earlier on in the game, a tall, at least 6'4", maybe 6'5" tight end. One of the tallest members out there on the field. Sure hand so far for Aiden Smith to trust as he's hauled in a couple of big grabs so far today. Look for Aiden Smith to try and look his way more. 2nd and 1 here for the Braves. 4:11 to go. Inching their way up the field. Still, the fight is not out of them. Right at their own 45. 4:11 to go in the third. Smith running around. Flag early. He goes for the deep ball. And
almost intercepted,
yep.
I think.
Selman was out there. That one was a little bit overthrown. Flag on the play. Nearly an interception, yeah, just as you said, had the flag not been thrown. Tawas has the first flag thrown against them so far in this game. That'll be a holding call, backing them up 10 yards. They had a 2nd and 1. Now it'll be a 2nd and 11. And the Tawas student section still fully in attendance, still loud. It's good to see them trying to support this team. Again, they've had some solid plays this game, some near amazing plays a few different times. Just a matter of inches in this game so far, and it could be a good amount closer, especially with Aiden Smith behind center. 2nd 11 for the Braves. High pass overthrown this time once again. Alex Bell and Andy Oliver. Oliver again, the homecoming king this year. Sailed over both of their heads. So a bit of a miscue there on the passing side. This time to the fault of neither receiver. So it'll be 3rd and 11. Tawas had a strong start to this drive. Petering out a little bit, couple of missed pass attempts. Then a holding call brings them back 10 yards, and they have a 3rd and long 11 to try and contend against with this, again, tightening up Raiders defense. Whistles all over the place. Flag on the play, see if we'll be against Tawas or the Raiders. Yes, indeed.
False start.
Yeah, may have the right call. She saw it. So back up, Tawas 5 more, 15 yards of penalties on this drive alone. 2 penalties for 15 yards against Tawas, 3 for 35 against Charlevoix so far this game. Each have had a turnover. Tawas with a 3rd and 16 coming up right at their own 30. Got up to about the 45. Smith going for another deep ball. He has to.
Oh.
And that is broken up and over the helmet of Doug Morgridge.
There's a bit of fighting for that ball.
There was. A well-contested ball. The Raiders, again, providing excellent pass coverage. Morgridge all over it there. Fit perfectly just in front of the intended receiver. Very little contact until after the ball got into their hands. And it was a fight around their helmets until it finally came crashing down to the ground. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're enjoying the marathon here that is this game. Normally, most games are finished by now, but with a long, seemingly long and slow pace of play so far, but also the elongated halftime break because it's homecoming night. We still have over 3.5 minutes left to go in the 3rd.
Yep.
So I'll be needing a little caffeine, I'm afraid, on the 2.5-hour drive
Yeah,
home.
me
for sure.
too. Gonna travel back to Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And that's another great thing with the Next Level this year
Oh,
is
yeah.
Emma Brown, Derek Steele running our camera, and Isaac Dunson, who's with Christian tonight taking care of the Elk Rapids Oscoda game. All 3 of them have joined from Central Michigan this year, so we're very happy to have some new talent amongst our ranks, and talent they are. A couple of great camera operators and a very, very skilled computer lady running our ones and twos.
appreciate that.
Yeah, taking care of our producing for Charlevoix games as we have the biggest number of
he's
advertisers.
gone.
And Ian Moran, as I finish up my thought there, takes it all away. First play of this drive for the Raiders, touchdown.
He is a powerhouse, man.
Yeah, he is. Number 7. I apologize, number 6 on the game for the Raiders. I know my math. 6 times 7 is
Wow.
42 if Jan Chulis knocks the extra point in. Shout out to Ann Gorney.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're good. Shout out to Ann Gorney, who's been a longtime partner of mine here with Next Level Broadcasting. Absolute wonderful person. Glad to call her a friend of mine. And a great community member as well. Longtime teacher at Charlevoix. Now she takes care of tutoring at the math department up at North Central Michigan College in Petoskey. She was my math teacher for 3 years. You wouldn't know it, unfortunately. Sometimes I forget what all the great things she taught me. But a great person nonetheless. And happy, very happy to have the chance to know her and her wife, Tony.
Oh.
And I spoke too soon on the 7 times 6 equals 42 because Jan Chulis was not able to get the kick up. A little bit of a bobbled snap and hold there. So that one will be a ground ball, we'll call it. And leaving the score 41-7 with 3:29 to go in the 3rd. We will step away, not because we need to get a whole bunch of advertisers in, but we all need a rest around here. So we're gonna take 30 seconds and come back after this.
Bartlett's Home Interiors is your hometown home furnishing store, serving Northern Michigan since 1950. Your perfect fit is waiting for you here. Among our large selection of furniture, flooring, Serta mattresses, and Hunter Douglas window treatments, our experienced staff can help with the details that are important to you to transform your space. Come explore our 35,000 square foot showroom today or visit us at bartlettsHomeInteriors.com. Bartlett's Home Interiors, where you're always at home. M66 North, Charlevoix.
All right, go ahead. Yep. And here we are. Most games are over by now. We have 3.5 to go in the third. And we have a shout out there from Todd Pelton letting Charles know. So I'll have to forward the message on to Charles here in a little bit, saying that he's walking around on his prosthetic leg. Let's go Raiders, he said. So we're happy to have Todd tuning in and glad to know that he's able to get up and around and doing well on his new leg. Jan Chulis with the squib special. That went right into the hands of Carter Graham. So far, the defensive player of the game for them, in my mind, as he catches that one right center of mass. And the Braves will be taking over at pretty good field position, right around the 47-yard line, if I can see properly. We have left here on our live reads. We're getting low on everything. We've had plenty of time to take care of our sponsors tonight, make sure they all get their due time on air. After this play, we'll thank Gray Gables. Smith and company with another chance to hopefully do a little damage control here. There'll be another handoff. Found a few up the center. Looking to see who that player is. Whistler on the tackle for the Raiders.
Looks like they only picked up about 2 yards.
Yep.
So.
Oh, yes, indeed. Owen Warner. There he is. Was the gentleman there on the carry. Haven't had a chance to call his name much. Spurted up the center for a couple, and that's all he got.
Sorry about the game clock to all of our viewers. I will catch that bad boy back up.
You're good. I do the same thing more often than I'd like to admit. Sure, all the viewers at home understand or notice that too. Sometimes if I'm running the clock, not always the greatest.
It's a bit tricky at times.
Well, yeah, when you're so busy watching the game and seeing what all is going on and trying to talk about it and figure what all is happening, you forget about that pesky little thing there that's on the bottom of your screen that lets you know what point in the game we are as it's ticking down under 2:40 in the third. The home crowd still cheering on the red and white. Another quick pass out to Carson Selman. He was able to wrangle that one in again. Earlier there was a pass right to his chest. He wasn't able to haul that one in. Got this one, but only be a gain of about 2. The 4th and a short 6 coming up. There they just changed it to 5. For what it's worth, he did make it into Raider territory. It's about the 47. And in all likely, well, no, I would imagine they're going to go for it here.
Oh, I feel like they have to.
Yeah, only just under 14 minutes left to go in the game. Try and get a little something going on a 4th down conversion. They could use that in a big way. And they're going for it. Getting right at midfield. Charlevoix started much closer to the end zone so far in this game. Smith running around. Sawyer Blazik not able to get him down. Still on his feet. Juking and jiving around Raiders defenders. Can he get the pass off? Yes, he can, but that'll be off the foot of Garrison Sterrett. So an excellent attempt to try and be mobile and look for a man, but nobody was open. The Raiders did an even better job covering all of his possible receivers. Defense clamped down once again for Charlevoix, and they get the defense back off the field without letting a score up on the board once again.
This Charlevoix defense, strong, physical, not getting tired at all, you know. I mean, this has been a long game for them too, and just continuing on, just playing super strong, you know, and we've seen that in the past 2 games as well. And I feel like they've still made some mistakes this game, but you know what? They've definitely put their best foot forward, I believe.
I'd have to agree. And that's been Charlevoix pretty much this whole season. There's a great pass and catch to Carter Greenacre for a couple of extra past the first down marker. Charlevoix overall has been a very complete team on the pass and run attack, but also pretty much every other facet as well, special teams. The problem is there's been some disciplinary issues yet still on the team, a few different penalties. Now, they haven't been as numerous this game as they have been in previous ones. They've still been sizable. A couple of 10s and a 15 so far against some holdings. And I forget the list here, but anyway, it's been 3 penalties for 35 yards so far for Charlevoix.
There's a horse collar.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Yeah.
Horse collar towards the beginning of the game. Thank you. And a handoff. And another big run here for the Raiders. Nice job there by Grayson Warchall. Again, getting the Raiders into the end zone. Alex Bell finally snuffs out Warchall's run. So Raiders find their spot at the 18-yard line of Tawas with 40 seconds to go as the clock ticks down to close out this very long third quarter.
Yeah. It's been a long one.
Yep.
But this has really been Charlevoix's game.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Really been Charlevoix's game, even though it's not their homecoming. But you want to know what? That I really admire is that Tawas student section, all those parents, they've been staying and supporting their team the best they know how to. So
Exactly. And there's still plenty of cheering, plenty of energy over there.
Oh, yeah.
Most other schools that we cover, by this point, half the crowd would be gone. The student section would be dead as a doornail. But no, Tawas, they stay around and support their team, and it's great to see it. And that will let the clock run out here as we go into the fourth quarter. So we're going to step aside and thank our friends at Gray Gables on our commercial break and be back in about 60.
Your next stop for flavor, freshness, and fun is Gray Gables Restaurant. Since 1936, we've been serving up delicious gourmet dishes and drinks in a warm and inviting atmosphere. Everything is made using fresh ingredients, including locally sourced meat and fish. Our bar features several local Michigan beers on tap and an excellent bourbon selection. Did you know we also cater? Let Gray Gables enhance your next event with our catering services.
Come dine with us at the Gray Gables Restaurant in Charlevoix the Beautiful.
Okay, go ahead and bring us in. And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to our fourth quarter. Believe it or not, we are here. And we want to take a moment to thank Gray Gables for sponsoring that third into fourth quarter break. Derek Steele still standing strong up there in the stands running our camera. Gray Gables Restaurant and Catering takes pride in featuring a nuanced dining experience in Charlevoix since 1936. A modern twist on an elegant bliss awaits you as you set foot into the Gray Gables located on 308 Belvedere Avenue. And if you want even more, you can ask them about their catering options for a special event, such as a grad party, wedding, or family get-together. That's Gray Gables in Charlevoix. So here we are. There's a singular 5 up on the time clock on the scoreboard, so they'll get that fixed momentarily. We are beginning the final 12 minutes of this game. Garrison Starrett punches through the line and gets another Raider touchdown. That gets the Raiders up 47-7 over Tawas. Still having trouble here on the home scoreboard getting that figured out. Not Emma's fault, that's for sure.
I'm only controlling this one.
So I believe now when they do get that clock figured out, we'll be running into the running clock scenario, as it's more than a 35-point lead. Jan Chulis up and away. This one is no good. That'll be short. Had the height, not the distance. So he was good on the first 5, missed the last 2. So the Raiders will hold an even keel 40-point lead up and over the Tawas Braves, 47-7. And we will take a moment to thank South Point Collision. It's football season in Northern Michigan, and that also means it's deer season. So if you, a family member, or your son or daughter happen to get a deer, not in the woods, but instead the middle of the road, I've been there myself, then head on in to South Point Collision, and they'll take $100 off your auto repair simply by mentioning this ad. South Point Collision wants to keep the fun in football season and keep you on the road during deer season. Yeah, I've found a fair share of my deer in the middle of the road, unfortunately.
That makes me sad. But you know,
Makes me sad too, not only for the deer, but for my poor car
for your
and
poor
pocketbook.
car. Oh
yeah.
no, I can't imagine. I've thankfully never hit a deer or any sort of animal in the road. But you know where to go if you do. South Point Collision.
There you go. Good tie-in.
Yep. You know me.
That's right. So that touchdown drive knocked only, well, I should say that touchdown knocked only 9 seconds off the clock for Charlevoix. So there's 11:51 to go according to our clock, at least.
Their clock says 12. So we're going to go with our clock for now.
I like our clock, yeah. Looks nice.
I think our clock's nice. Oh, I should start it.
And the kickoff up and away, down to the 30. And speaking of 30, that's Dominic Harrison Knox. He'll fall on it, final spot, at about the 29. There, they've updated their clock, and it is, again, a running clock now that's above 35 points for the lead for Charlevoix, as they're up by 47-7. So, even though we've been running a marathon, the finish line is in sight, as few scenarios will stop the clock here to end this game. Well, that is, of course, Tawas scores. That would be one of the main things, get them back within 35.
Yeah.
And again, they've been a few big plays short of at least having this game separated by only a matter of 2, maybe 3 scores. But there's just been a few missed catches here and there. That one dropped yet again. You can see a little frustration there from Carson Selman. So it'll be 2nd and 10, still from the Tawas 29. And here we are, under 10.5 minutes to go. Hayden Smith and company trying to do a little damage control here. Quick little pass and catch. Somehow, Alex Bell able to squeeze his way through a couple different Raider defenders. Will find his way to be just short of the line of game by about 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2 from the Braves' own 38. And the handoff to Donahue. He'll be struggling to get back to the line of game, and he'll be pushed out of bounds short a few. So it'll be Doug Morgridge on the tackle there for Charlevoix. 4th and about 8 for the Braves.
Looks like they're just going to have to punt this one away.
Yep. See what Smith can do.
Nice punt.
Lower, longer punt compared to what he's done so far across this game. Charlevoix is going to be content to let that one roll just to their side of the 40-yard line. So while they switch around, we will take a moment to thank Bartlett's Home Interiors. Celebrating 75 years of serving Northern Michigan, the best selection of furniture, flooring, Serta mattresses, and Hunter Douglas window treatments have been at Bartlett's. Bartlett's Home Interiors is the name you can trust for all of your projects, big or small. See for yourself at their 35,000 square foot showroom in Charlevoix. There you go. Say that 10 times fast. Or online at bartlettshomeInteriors.com.
Those S's.
Those S's and F's and...
just everything.
Yeah. Fifth, F-fifth, and S. Those sounds in that line. And that made perfect sense to everybody watching at home, I'm sure. Just under 8 minutes to go on this game. Charlevoix forces another punt once again. And got Landon Swanson letting us know. But in the meantime, Colin Jess with a keeper, still working his way around traffic, finally gets taken down at about the 15-yard line. And a good point out there on the scoreboard. So we'll have to make mention of that to our graphic designer. It is supposed to be Ray with a Y, D-E-R-S. I didn't even notice that. Our graphic designer not from the Charlevoix area, so a common mistake for anybody outside of Charlevoix County to not know that it's spelled with a Y. So we'll make sure we get that fixed for the next game. Thank you for pointing that out, because I very well could have gone the whole season without noticing that.
It's real tiny on our little screen, too.
That's right, yeah. And we appreciate the engagement again on the chat line. Lets us know that folks are watching and hopefully enjoying this, but also boosts the algorithm a little bit anytime we get some messages on there. So also, anytime you like the feed, subscribe. We're happy to have all that to grow this channel as one of the 5 sister channels of Next Level Broadcasting. But in the meantime, Charlevoix still working their way to the end zone, and they've got yet another touchdown, this time by Grayson Warchall. 53-7. Lining up for the extra point attempt here. Kick is up and away, and that one is good. No problem there. 6 for 8. The Raiders have gone on the extra point kicks. We're going to step away to a quick video commercial break this time. Wrapping up a couple more of ours. First, we'll start off by thanking Martin Concrete. Stay here.
Located in Charlevoix, Michigan, is Martin Concrete, where they specialize in residential concrete construction, providing high-quality concrete work and guaranteeing customer satisfaction. They're proud to serve Charlevoix and the surrounding areas. No job is too big or too small for Martin Concrete, with services ranging from concrete slabs, footings, driveways, retaining walls, and much more. There's nothing that Martin Concrete can't do regarding concrete. That's Martin Concrete, online at martinconcretecharlevoix.com, or give them a call at 231-838-9610.
Bartlett's Home Interiors is your hometown home furnishing store, serving Northern Michigan since 1950. Your perfect fit is waiting for you here. Among our large selection of furniture, flooring, Serta mattresses, and Hunter Douglas window treatments, our experienced staff can help with the details that are important to you to transform your space. Come explore our 35,000 square foot showroom today, or visit us at bartlettshomeinteriors.com. Bartlett's Home Interiors, where you're always at home. M66 North, Charlevoix.
And whoop, there we go. There's the old touchdown graphic. Yes, indeed, Charlevoix did get a touchdown just a few moments ago. Make this a 54-7 game. 6 for 8 with the extra point attempt so far. And a line drive kickoff. That'll be a touchback. So there'll be 5:40 left to go on the game clock for Tawas to march it down the field. Even if they were to score on this drive, it will no longer be enough to stop the running clock. Again, it's that 35-point differential. They're currently down by 47, if my math isn't mistaken. Yeah, 47.
Yeah. I'm also not the best at math, so.
I went up through pre-calc in high school.
audio.
Yeah, I went through pre-calc in high school. Again, a lot of that taught by a good friend of mine, Ann Gorney, and I called it quits after that. I'm going into broadcasting and journalism for a reason. I'm not a math major, that's for sure.
Uh-huh. I'm in an accounting class.
Ooh.
Thank God it's just addition and subtraction.
There you go. I don't blame you for being thankful about that, as Stephen Urema bobs and weaves his way around the Raiders defensive unit. After running about 20 yards, gains 2.5. This will be a second and a short 8 coming up here for them. So under 5 minutes left to go in this marathon. Curious to see how our crew up in Oscoda did. Elk Rapids taking on the Owls of Oscoda there. Christian and Isaac Dunson and Nick Wenzel taking care of that game. We'll all be meeting back here later on. Swap equipment and personnel. Hopefully they did well there. Another quick catch there by Alex Bell. That'll be close to the first down marker. We'll see.
Looks like it's about 3rd in inches.
Yeah. Yeah, the refs will mark it roughly a foot short. So we'll call it at that. Under 4 minutes to go. This will be a handoff to Andy Oliver, the homecoming king. Again, about 20, 25 yards gained laterally, but loses a couple as the Raiders get that one behind the line of scrimmage. Doug Morgridge there on the tackle. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say it's going to be about a 4th and 3 yards to go, so. And again, they're on their own 27 right here, so don't know if you want to let up any more points, you know, at this point in this game. So we'll see what they choose to do.
Yep,
Looks like they're going to punt.
For sure, yep. Up and away, a deep boot. And Kalen Titus okay with letting that one go by. 2:50 to go in the game. Handful of snaps the Raiders will have to take, and then the game will be over. As we click our way down, we're going to take a moment to step aside and thank Martin Concrete one more time.
Located in Charlevoix, Michigan is Martin Concrete, where they specialize in residential concrete construction, providing high-quality concrete work and guaranteeing customer satisfaction. They're proud to serve Charlevoix and the surrounding areas. No job is too big or too small for Martin Concrete, with services ranging from concrete slabs, footings, driveways, retaining walls, and much more. There's nothing that Martin Concrete can't do regarding concrete. That's Martin Concrete, online at martinconcretecharlevoix.com, or give them a call at 231-838-9610.
While the Raiders line up here, I want to quickly thank Villager Pub. The Villager Pub has been a cornerstone in downtown Charlevoix for over 40 years. Finish that here on the other side of this play. Charlevoix will take the kneel there. 1 or 2 more, and that'll be it. So, like I was saying, the Villager Pub has been a cornerstone in downtown Charlevoix for over 40 years, with their wide-ranging menu and an eclectic atmosphere from a bygone era. It is perfect. A perfect place to bring your family, a date, or anyone to relax, unwind, and enjoy a tasty meal cooked and served by their experienced and friendly staff. Visit the Villager Pub today at 427 Bridge Street or visit them online at thevillagerpub.com. The dew is setting in. Our sheets are getting wet and sticky as I try and flip them back to the beginning here. Charlevoix taking one more kneel. They'll have one more to do. And that will close out this game. Charlevoix will win here in Tawas 54-7. A very, very strong performance by them throughout this game. Even when they had a couple missteps there at the beginning of the second quarter, end of the first, beginning of the second, allowed Tawas to score once. Looked like they were threatening to score again. Charlevoix clamped right back down and haven't allowed them to get within the 20-yard line since. And that'll be the final snap here as the clock ticks down under 30 seconds to go in the game. Charlevoix with another strong game here, coming away victorious. Like I said, 54-7. They've got, we'll look and see on their schedule here who they have coming up next week. And that will be Oscoda. I believe Oscoda traveling up to see Charlevoix. So taking care of the East Coast teams here, one and done each time. So we're going to step aside for a few moments and bring along our Gray Gables, South Point Collision, and Charlevoix State Bank post-game show. We'll be back on the other side of this.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Your next stop for flavor, freshness, and fun is Gray Gables Restaurant. Since 1936, we've been serving up delicious gourmet dishes and drinks in a warm and inviting atmosphere. Everything is made using fresh ingredients, including locally sourced meat and fish. Our bar features several local Michigan beers on tap and an excellent bourbon selection. Did you know we also cater? Let Gray Gables enhance your next event with our catering services.
Come dine with us at the Gray Gables Restaurant in Charlevoix the Beautiful.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
Located in Charlevoix, Michigan, is Martin Concrete, where they specialize in residential concrete construction, providing high-quality concrete work and guaranteeing customer satisfaction. They're proud to serve Charlevoix and the surrounding areas. No job is too big or too small for Martin Concrete, with services ranging from concrete slabs, footings, driveways, retaining walls, and much more. There's nothing that Martin Concrete can't do regarding concrete. That's Martin Concrete, online at martinconcretecharlevoix.com, or give them a call at 231-838-9610.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to our Grey Gables South Point Collision and Charlevoix State Bank post-game show. I'm Shane Smith. We've got Sawyer Blazik here, kind of the stalwart of our offensive and defensive lines here. Sawyer, give us a little bit of a walk through this game. You guys started out strong, faltered a little bit there in that second quarter, let them get a score on the board. Looked like they were going to score another. Then you guys clamped down and came right back. Walk us through how that went a little bit.
Yeah, we've been preaching all week. The last 2 weeks we've kind of come out flat, so we wanted to come out real strong this week. We did that, and then we kind of got down in the energy, I thought, but we just kind of picked it back up. We had a good halftime, came out ready to go.
Great. We're happy to have you guys here. We've got also Colin Jess and Ian Moran here, so we'll give them a quick moment on the microphone as well. Sawyer, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
I know you guys want to get going home, so we'll make this short and quick for you guys. There you go, Colin Jess, our quarterback, up here next. So, Colin, obviously, a great play, great game by you guys all the way around. You started off there. You had a little bit of an injury scare in that second quarter. Obviously, you came right back out firing on all cylinders. Kind of walk us through you guys' game plan. Obviously, you wanted to start out strong, and then you wanted to make that statement in the third quarter. You guys really limited their quarterback, Aiden Smith, there on his throws, clamped down defensively. Walk us through kind of both sides of the ball on how you played tonight.
Yeah, offense, we wanted to come out really strong, and we did. And we came out passing. My O-line blocked amazing for me.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Defense, the defensive line and linebackers did a really good job stopping, putting pressure on the quarterback, which made pass game hard for them.
Mm-hmm.
So that really helped a lot.
Awesome. Great. So we're happy to see you guys continue to build upon your success here. 3-0 starting the season. A great start indeed. You have Oscoda back at home next week. So we want to bring on Ian Moran here to give him a question before you guys all head on home. Thank you again, Colin, for joining us. Ian, welcome on to the broadcast. Obviously, you're the big run man here so far in this game. Walk us through how you prepare each and every week to get 3, 4, 5 touchdowns a game sometimes it feels like, and how it feels to kind of, at some points, carry the team on your back a little bit and really deliver the win.
I mean, honestly, it just starts with practice.
Mm-hmm. Starts with practice. All right. But let's see. Well, that kind of shot my question there. Ian, obviously, there was a little bit of tumultuous timing there in that second quarter. How did you guys kind of band together? Colin had to come out for a little bit. How did you guys come together to rally around, keep the play momentum going along, and clamp down on Tawas, making sure they didn't get any more scores?
I think we just kind of went with the flow. I mean, it happens. It's happened before this year too. Mm-hmm. So just kind of got to go with the flow.
All right, go with the flow indeed, and that's all they've done so far this season. Rolled with the punches, led a couple touchdowns each here in the last 2 games, only one so far tonight, and outscored them again 54-7. They've only allowed in their 4 years between Tawas 14 points scored rather in the last 4 years of play. So Ian, we want to thank you for joining on the broadcast. I'll take this from you. You guys go enjoy rest and your ride back home. And ladies and gentlemen, there girl goes on the floor. For all of us here at Next Level Broadcasting, we want to thank you for joining in. We also want to mention that Sawyer Blazik is going to be our Culver's Concrete Mixer Player of the Game Award winner. Again, as we kind of mentioned earlier, Colin Jess gave his lineman a lot of credit today, and Sawyer Blazik was there on a few of those big tackles. So we want to give him that Culver's Concrete Mixer Player of the Game Award. And we want to thank all of our wonderful sponsors for bringing you tonight's kind of marathon of a game. Just as the team was, we're looking to go home as well. So we'll run through the lineup one more time. Charlevoix, Barber, Martin Concrete, Charlevoix Auto, Jim Rio, Ford, Professional Seamless Gutters, Traverse City, Cherry Capital Airport, Bingham Insurance, Villager Pub, Charlevoix State Bank, South Point Collision, Fresh Coast, Sliders, Skydive, Charlevoix, Wilmot Electric, Swanson K&D, Charlevoix Agency Insurance, Sky Media 45, The Lake House, Bartlett's Home Interiors, Ace Hardware of Charlevoix, Spencer Bryan Realty, Great Lakes Asphalt, Grey Gables Restaurant and Catering, and BC Pizza, all for sponsoring this game. And, of course, for our post-game sponsors, Grey Gables of Charlevoix, South Point Collision, and the Charlevoix State Bank. So for the three of us, Derek Steele, who's operating the camera, Emma Brown taking care of the ones and twos, and joining with me on the mic tonight, and myself, Shane Smith, we'll hope to see you right back again, 7 o'clock in Charlevoix against Escota. But until then, have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Today's game has been brought to you by Bingham Insurance Services, Charlevoix State Bank, Wilmot Electric, Charlevoix Auto, The Villager Pub, Swanson K&D, Traverse City, Cherry Capital Airport, Fresh Coast Sliders, Martin Concrete, Charlevoix Ace Hardware, Charlevoix Agency Insurance, Sky Media 45, The Lake House, South Point Collision, Bartlett's Home Interiors, Culver's of Charlevoix, Skydive Charlevoix, BC Pizza, Great Lakes Asphalt Services, Grey Gables Restaurant and Catering, Charlevoix Barbershop, Professional Seamless Gutters, Spencer Bryan with Pat O'Brien Real Estate, Ward Marina. We hope you are enjoying tonight's game.